You know, there are some tech products that I own that I just cannot make a dedicated video about because despite the fact that they are very cool, trust me, they're just not something that I would normally talk about on this channel. So instead of just tossing them to the wayside and then never giving them the spotlight that they deserve, I figured I'd do a roundup of all the crazy tech products that I have here in this house that either completely changed some part of my daily life or just bring me a lot of happiness. These are in no particular order. It's not like I'm ranking them from the best to the worst or vice versa or anything like that, but I'm gonna start with the one that's actually the most practical, the one that kind of did change my life for the better. This is quite possibly the strangest thing I've ever shown in a tech video, but this thing has literally saved me hundreds and hundreds of hours of time over the past few years, so I had to talk about it. This is the Litter Robot 3, and if you're a cat owner, you owe it to yourself to get one of these things. It takes the absolute worst part of cat ownership and just does it all for you. It looks like some sort of weird spaceship for a cat, but it's basically a self-cleaning litter box. This is my cat Ash, and he loves it. He gets in, he does his business, and a few minutes after he gets out, the orb of the litter robot will rotate and it will separate the good clean litter from the clumped up nasty stuff. The good litter goes into a separate tray inside the orb, and then the bad stuff goes down into a removable tray with a garbage bag in it so that you can easily just toss it out once a week. You never have to scoop the stuff yourself, and I found that it actually cuts down on a lot of the litter usage too, so in the long run, it actually both saves me time and money. They're not super cheap, they're something like 600 bucks, but completely worth it in my opinion if you've got a cat. The second thing on my list is also something that I've had for years that I will never ever get rid of, and it's my motorized home theater chairs. I've had several people ask me if I'm ever gonna sell them. The answer is no. These are from a company called Valencia Home Theater Seating, and they're still the most comfortable chairs I've ever sat in. I've talked about them a few times on this channel, but I can never say enough good things about them. They've got controls for head, lumbar, and leg support. There's cup holders with LED lights and USB-A charging ports in case you wanted to charge your phone while you're watching a movie. Now, combined with my 55-inch Sony OLED TV and my Klipsch sound system, this whole setup just makes me want to stay at home and watch movies 24/7. But laziness like that is overrated, especially when you have something as insane and ridiculous as this in the house. This is my Catwalk C2 Plus omnidirectional VR treadmill. This allows me to freely walk anywhere I want in VR games like Skyrim or Blade and Sorcery. No more having to push a joystick to move back and forth. I can use my actual feet, which is really cool. And this is way more of a workout than you might actually think. In fact, it's more of a workout than an actual treadmill. The way it works is really cool, and I'll tell you all about it right after I thank the sponsor of this video, HelloFresh. If you're looking for a great way to eat well and save money on expensive takeout and delivery, HelloFresh has got your back. It's fast, easy, and affordable to make restaurant quality meals at home using their detailed instructions and farm fresh ingredients. I was very surprised at how well packaged everything was when it came to my door. They've got pre-portioned ingredients and those recipe cards so that everything is ready to go the minute you decide to start cooking. I made this creamy garlic chicken and spinach meal for supper last night, and it took less than half an hour from the time I started cooking to when I was eating it off my plate. Not to mention, it was delicious. It doesn't matter what your lifestyle is or what your meal preferences are, HelloFresh has a ton of different recipes to choose from in categories like calorie smart, carb smart, family friendly, etc. So even if you're a picky eater, HelloFresh has got you covered. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code MarkSpurrell65 for 65% off plus free shipping. Skip that extra trip to the grocery store and get HelloFresh today. So the way the Catwalk C2 Plus works is pretty simple. Each of these special shoes comes with a little sensor in the bottom. It's kind of like the same thing you'd find in a computer mouse. The bottoms of the shoes are completely flat and they come with these little friction pads, depending on how much of a beginner or an expert you are. I kind of just tore all of mine off on the first try and I was fine, but maybe don't do that unless you have a really good sense of balance on your first go. Anyway, as you move your feet across the slippery surface that's shaped like a bowl, the sensors will register the movement and it'll map it as a forward movement in the game. It's bowl shaped so that your feet always return to the center when you put one foot in front of the other. It looks a little weird and admittedly it feels a little weird too, but when you're playing the game, it actually feels very immersive. So in case you couldn't tell by the extremely expensive VR treadmill, I really like VR. So this next product should not come as a surprise. This is a haptic feedback vest by bHaptics. This vest has 40 different tactile motors all over it that it can simulate all different sorts of feelings in virtual reality. For example, if you're playing a game like Contractors and someone shoots at you from behind, you can actually feel several of the motors vibrating in that location that you got shot. Obviously it doesn't feel like a gunshot, but you can feel where the shot came from. Or if you use magic in Skyrim to heal yourself, the motors will vibrate in a wave-like pattern all throughout your chest, simulating that feeling of being regenerated. You can actually use it without VR too by using like audio-based haptics, but I think it's best suited for a VR environment to increase your immersion levels. It's called the TactSuit X40, which is an apt name for it because it kind of does look like a tactical suit, and it has built-in abs. So yeah, how can I not wear this thing every time I play VR? So all of those things are cool, but none of it compares to this. This is my triple monitor racing sim rig that's still a work in progress, so I didn't want to make a full video on it yet, but I still think this deserves a place in this video. It has three 32-inch 165 Hz monitors running at 1440p, a tactile transducer underneath the seat to simulate the feeling of an engine, an H-pattern shifter with a built-in armrest and stream deck, and a bunch of other cool stuff that I'm not going to go in too in depth with in this video. I want to save that for the second channel where this is going to be used. The whole system is being run by my custom RTX 4090 gaming PC. It's not a work of art by any means, but that 4090 is an absolute monster. It can run Assetto Corsa with graphical mods at a full solid 144 Hz across all three monitors. I've been practicing a lot over the past few weeks, and I can't wait to start live streaming and doing some races soon because I'm having so much fun with it and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. But anyway, those are the most insane and or ridiculous tech products that I own. Being a tech YouTuber is not always easy, but I definitely do get a lot of cool toys to play with. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.